Hello!
Hello, everyone. I don't know where our banner went, but blammo, there's our banner. Oh, we have stuff we're supposed to be reading right now, don't we?
Oh, you didn't tell me what to read.
I told you it's in the Trello. Why do I bother with the Trello if we're going to do this?
Well, I can't tell you how much I wanted to say. You didn't say one right when we came on, but I didn't. I said hello. I did the thing.
Yeah, you did the thing. Well, and you did get your first line right, which is hello. But I'm also here to say hello and welcome to this week's Evolved Ganglia, a show where we discuss the latest episode of Star Trek Discovery. And see, this is where she would say, this week we dive into Series 2, Episode 5.
Saints of Imperfection. And we are Sci-Fi Christina.
And Adam of Geekheim. We have been Trek fans for decades and we love the new show. But you know what we love even more?
Talking too much about the things we love. So every week on Tuesday nights, we do a deep dive into what we are currently watching. Right now, it is Star Trek Discovery.
In a few weeks, it'll be Game of Thrones in their epic final season. And then on the heels of that comes New Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes.
Yeah, we are drowning in content, I like to say.
Yes.
And it's a good thing, and it's a wonderful thing, and it's payback for all those decades of dryness. Both of our faces were awesome. Oh my goodness, I coughed right into the mic.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah, well, it happens. All right, so now the rest of the show is just, you know, by the
skin of our teeth.
I was almost said by the seat of our pants, but you know,
by
either
the
one.
book.
Hold on, before at the risk of forgetting about it, because that video that I got of them doing the door jam maneuver is too good. I just want to show that so I don't forget it. And I just hit the wrong button. There we go. We'll be back to it. Don't worry. We'll talk about it in depth. But that door jam maneuver was sweet there because it's I like how it just like kind of falls. It's how I feel. Like so much of my day goes so often. Like everything looks right. You spin around and there's lightning and everything. Oh, something happened. Half the ship's in the thing.
Yeah.
And I did like how we talked about that afterward, and I was all like, how'd they know where the bad parts of the ship were going to be? Like they evacuated everyone to starboard, and you rightfully said, well, they know because they're going to put the thing there. And when I watched more intently the next time, I even noticed that like you could see the ship sliding in. We got that in pictures later, but you could see when that field, whatever you want to call it, entered the bridge, and also in the shot. So that was pretty
barrier.
Cool. All right, I will let you have the next first half a topic, whatever you wanted to talk about first. We have no notes today. No. You know, seat of our pants.
We're still plague riddled in this house.
Are we?
And if anyone happens to know the witch who has cursed us, I would like to make amends.
Yeah.
If I stole magic beans by accident or I dropped a house on her sister, please let me know. And I will go through the quest you need me to go to lift the curse. Well, just saying.
I think it's entirely possible our daughter cursed us.
Well, then she cursed herself. She's the one who's been the sickest.
She's not that smart. She is only 4.
No, I think she's maniacally smart.
Well, yeah.
And maybe this is someone like trying to combat her, and maybe that's what's happening.
Could be.
This episode was fantastic. I say that of many of the episodes.
Yeah, you do. You're too much a fangirl.
No, I mean there have been episodes that were good, but this one was fantastic. They brought back, spoilers? Do we say spoilers?
We always say spoilers.
It's always spoilers.
Because it's a deep dive. It's always I don't know where my spoilers went. Maybe it's here. Big. Oh, that.
That's Jeffrey Hunter. Spoiler. He played Pike. He was the first captain ever on the television.
Apparently my buttons have been reassigned when I wasn't looking. But you get a damn gold star for having Jeffrey Hunter, just his name just on the tip of your tongue like that. Well done.
Because Pike's is in this season. Pike's is in the season.
And the gold star's gone.
Oh no. I had
the gold star went Nova. Yeah, that's right. You can't be the only one that's a lunatic.
Oh.
All right. So, did you have anything specific you wanted to discuss?
So the spoilers were they brought back Hugh Kolber,
Hugh.
and Stamets is just adorable at the end. I think the biggest, because I know we did a reaction video on Thursday, and we did touch a lot of things that night, but I know we didn't talk a lot about what Kolber's journey is probably going to look like going forward.
Do we have to use that word?
Yes.
Ugh.
And hopefully Stamets will own what is going on.
Oh my God. Wow.
Did you notice how I watched him the whole time? Because he hates that word.
Ooh. That was harsh, people.
It was.
All right, let's move on.
No, it's just Kolber, and I think I saw a something interview of some kind with
Saw something.
Anthony Rapp, and oh goodness gracious, who plays Kolber?
Wilson Cruz.
Wilson Cruz. And they were talking
Jeffrey
about
Hunter's name, not Wilson Cruz.
and they were okay, full disclosure, I had just read Jeffrey Hunter's name. That's why it was on the tip of my tongue. They had talked about kind of what was going to happen going forward, and that you kind of was just reborn. Like, so what happens when you die and then you wake up in this like hellscape of things constantly attacking you, and all you are doing from moment to moment is survival. You lose track of time, so it feels like eternity, and then you're reborn back into the living, and there's your husband holding you. Like, what do you remember? I mean, he obviously remembered Paul because he looked up and said his name, but he obviously looked confused.
Well, yeah, because I mean that's a lot of mental trauma,
as you should be. So I'm sure that their relationship is going to change, because I think, like, originally, especially last season, Hugh was kind of the heart of the relationship. He was kind of the guide of how they loved and how they interacted, and
how they brushed their teeth.
Stamets was more the he's the scientist, he's the cynic, he's got all the quips, and Hugh was constantly showing him and introducing him to art, and I think that was his way of trying to get Paul to connect with himself and to reflect on what his feelings are, and do I like this thing? Why would I like it? Instead of just being like very cynical and having just very reactive opinions about those things. So I have a feeling that the roles will now reverse a little bit, as Paul has to kind of guide Hugh back into the same depth of relationship they had before. And I think it's gonna be lovely, adorable, and there's gonna be tears. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I'm worried after seeing parts of the it's not After Trek, it's whatever they're calling this terrible version of After Trek. Sorry. But I mean the other one like had production values to it at least. Now it's just someone sitting in front of a green screen with a fakakta thing and a Skype call to someone in New York. It's like Anyway, yeah, so there seems to be lots of, I don't want to say problems, but a lot of stuff that they're going to need to work through, them being Kolber and Stamets.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like it's going to be the easiest.
No, I don't think it's going to be smooth, because I mean, this is a show. It is a dramatic piece of art. And so there needs to be conflict for there to be resolution and drama, for there to be happy endings. And I have to say, though, that so far on this show, a season and a half, they have not drummed up conflict. Everything leads naturally into the thing. So yeah, while you would love him to come up out of this rebirth and look at like, Paul and be like, baby, I'm back, and to embrace and just be like, let's go back and brush our teeth like we always do. That's not not that we would know how that would happen, but our brains don't function that way. When something traumatic happens, there has to be a recovery period, and that's true to life. And so they're going to show us, I think, a very good reflection of how some sort of trauma would affect someone. Where the trauma is science fiction, I think the emotional reaction to it is going to be pretty true to life.
Yeah. Now, funny you mentioned about them not drumming up drama. Definitely not like on the CW, at least.
We keep going back to that, but that was also something we used to watch a lot.
Yeah, and it was good and enjoyable, and then they started heaping on the silly drama because
it was too soap opera-ish, where constantly, someone would be resurrected and it'd be like, hey, remember her? And there was all this conflict about it, and then they would restate all the stuff that had happened before.
How are you gonna call out something about people getting resurrected when we just had someone brought back to life on our show?
Yes, that is true. But once, I doubt it'll happen twice, and I'm sure his evil brother won't happen. Although we just have the mirror universe. Shit.
Yes. That's enjoyable.
There's no drama for drama's sake.
Yeah, well, no, but the thing,
don't overact.
The thing I was just thinking was that they are trying a little too hard to make conflict with Giorgio and Michael Burnham. I feel this current thing that's happening is a little bit too.
I don't think it's too hard. I think that Giorgio, Emperor Giorgio, clearly stated to her, "You dragged my butt into this universe."
Yeah.
Evil Emperor's gonna do what evil Emperor does. Like, that's what she's doing.
Well,
she's got to make a life for herself in this universe now.
Yeah, but I don't think that Giorgio is. I'm going to say her name 14 different ways because that's how they do it on the show.
Giorgio.
I don't think that she's out to do anything necessarily to Spock. I think that she's just trying to make her way in the thing,
and that's fine. But like, what is your basis for saying that?
That I don't think.
Yes.
The truthiness in my gut. But no,
Michael Burnham's gut has seen a whole lot of other shit.
Yeah.
And so her gut is telling her, nope.
All right. Because she helped the Discovery out when she didn't need to.
Yes. And the first thing con people do is get you into their good graces. Or get
She's better than a con
them
person.
into her.
She's an evil mastermind.
Yeah. Which means
you can say
she
the
might
same
do,
thing.
She might do a lot of good things, and she. I think that she does have a Machiavellian end, so there is some kind of end point she has in her mind. She has a goal, and she is working towards that goal. Now, whether that goal is going to benefit our heroes or be to their detriment is the question. And Michael Burnham is a logical being, so not giving her a lot of rope, to hang. Not that metaphor was just going to be really bad. It just like I couldn't. It was getting very
I got you.
Mixed. But she's not giving her a lot of space to manipulate. She, as in Michael, is not giving the Emperor a lot of space to manipulate her. So, and she's telling her too. She's like flat out, just like, I don't trust you.
Yeah.
So, and like, why should I? Why should I trust you?
Yeah, no, I agree that she shouldn't be like, oh, great, you helped us. Thank you. You're going to definitely be beneficial to us in finding my brother. But I just feel like it's a little bit forced.
Okay.
It's just my truthiness gut. I love Stephen Kolber. All right. So what was I about? Oh, make sure I'm writing notes over here to go back for our Black Alert segment.
Okay.
If you don't know, our Black Alert segment is where we talk about theories that we have and all, but not everyone likes talking about those theories. So we let you know that, hey, we're about to jump into that segment there, and we have cool stuff flashing on the screen and everything, and it's wild.
If you can find the right buttons.
I found the right buttons for that last time. You shut up. I can find this button here. It takes you out of the show.
No.
Yep. Oh, see, now she doesn't even have a microphone, everybody. Welcome to the Adam Show. Anyway, so I'm going to talk about section 31 in the Black Alert. You got to make sure of that. Want me to throw up some of these pictures and we step through stuff and see what
like to do?
Yeah, let's see what that can do. Oh, that's right. That's going to be for Black Alert. Remind me about Doug Jones' tweet during Black Alert.
Okay.
All right. Oh, look at that. That one.
All the pictures are up.
Yeah, well, hold on. Everyone can see what we're about to go through. It's okay.
Okay.
I didn't just screw up. I did that on purpose. Anyway, this is on Twitter, JJ Lindell. He does these awesome posters for every episode. He does tons of different other posters too. Go check out his Twitter, buy some of his stuff. We bought his one of his posters from last season. I can't even remember which one.
Yeah, no,
but we don't even have it
up.
up. We got to put that up for next time.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the background behind me.
Yeah, you definitely should. He also does West Wing, DS9, other Star Trek.
Yeah, he does. He does West Wing?
Yeah, in fact,
Ooh,
right now
I didn't see
he's
any
had
of
a
those.
20% off President's Day sale because
I don't want to think of that show. Makes me...
know. So yeah, definitely JJ Lendl, Lendl. I believe that's right. We should put it down in the
doobly doo. JJLENDL.
Yeah.
Yes. And I did that. That was one of my Trello cards to add it to the doobly doo, but we'll get there. Anywho, so that's that cool poster. All right, so the episode starts off with them pursuing Spock because we're totally going to get Spock this episode, right? Can't go 5 episodes without seeing Spock. I'm kind of liking the fact that they're dicking us around with respect to this.
Teased.
Yeah, it's nice. It's like, all right, good, because at the beginning of the season, this was one of the criticisms I had going into it. It's like, we don't need to see Spock. So now we've gone like almost half the season without seeing him at all. Mm-hmm. Granted, everything's driving towards finding him, but
it's almost like there's a big search for him.
God, I cannot take you when you are in a bad mood and trying to get yourself out of it before a show.
Come on.
During a show.
I'm about to say we're in the show now.
Yeah, but you're hurting me.
It's a Star Trek pun. It's a Star Trek show. That's the perfect time for it.
There's never the right time for puns.
Oh, there's always the right time for puns.
So they use the knock him out of ability to do stuff by blowing up a torpedo really close to him maneuver. That apparently is the cool thing to do. Oh, what's it? Oh,
a ladybug. Ladybug shell.
Yeah. Anyway, so lo and behold, it was not Spock. It was Jojo. And I hate doors that open up like that behind her. See how this side right there, like all goes over and it like the doors don't need to be that way. It just looks cool, but it's not practical.
What?
The door, see how behind her, like this one side sticks out real far, and so it has to seed into the other side.
Like a socket and like a male and female
so
side.
It takes an extra 5 seconds for that door to open all the way so she can walk out. It's just little things that I nitpick about because I like the show so much, and I don't want to seem like I'm just going nutso for it.
So set designers get his wrath.
Raw. But this scene was cute because of Burnham not lowering her phaser when everyone else did, and Pike was a little bit like, what's going on there? That's where the troubles began for Pike.
Yeah, and I love that when he was like, "Oh, Captain Georgiou," and like everyone else on his side put their phasers down, and Burnham was like, "Nope,
I'm not falling for that,
Commander."
Oh dear. All right, here you talk about May looking off a Klimp there.
That's Tilly. I don't know why you keep doing that.
Because her name is Mary Wiseman, and Mary's Chiefo is Laurel, and for some reason the Marys and the May have all crossed in my brain.
Oh my.
And yeah, I don't know why it happened or how it happened. All I know is that it happened, and I can't stop doing it. Anyway.
So Tilly's looking
very good, honey.
A little angered because she's having a conversation with May about being kidnapped, and that seems to have displeased her. And
seems to have displeased her.
And so they finally got down to the conversation that May needed to have in the beginning about needing their help. And I guess, like, I tried to start thinking about it from her side because...
I mean, she doesn't know what tears are. So for her not to know what tears are, I can give her a wide berth of not understanding how best to communicate her problem
with humans. Yes,
Yeah.
especially because that's all she had to say was, this is a genocide level life and death.
Yes.
And I mean that immediately will trigger the Federation to be like, or Starfleet to be like, oh well, then how best can we help?
Yeah.
But it was very frustrating to me that she didn't start off with that earlier. But yes, I did stop and start to think about like, well, you don't know what's the right thing to say all the time, and so she was trying to get to Tilly through this assuming an identity from someone in her past that she had connected with. But I don't know, I just still feel like, especially after spending so much time in Tilly's head, like not knowing like, oh, all I have to do is ask, and she never did. Like that did kind of bother me a bit. But anyway, we finally get to the ask, and Tilly's like, well, yeah, okay, I'll see what I can do. You're gonna send me back though, right?
Yeah.
You're not just gonna be like, oh, cool, thanks. You're done.
Let me explain to you how this helping goes.
Yes. I do you a solid. Yeah. You do me a solid.
You motivate me by letting me get to my own universe again.
Yes. So they go off to find this monster, and now it's a monster hunt. There looks like there's devastation everywhere, and very I think Star Trekian, especially story plot line where it looks like something big and evil and awful is happening, and this is what's going to be needed. We're going to need to go and slay the monster, and it ends up being something entirely different, and compassion and science are needed. That's very broad strokes, but
compassion and science. Libtards.
Jesus.
Oh,
what's our next?
I was in the wrong thing. Oh, and coming back is our boy Ash Tyler. Yes, and I liked him now because he doesn't have the man bun, and he cleaned up the beard a little bit. It's less scraggly on the bottom. It's still too big.
I know in a stream live in front of our large audience is when I should tell you that your son was saying he wanted to be able to like grow his hair long enough to like pull it up into buns.
Okay, well, that was the perfect time to do that because I'm keeping my mouth shut.
Specifically, though,
honestly, he can wear his hair however he wants. I just think it looks dumb.
But he actually wanted to do like the tri buns, like Ray had, like the tri ponytails. That was what he wanted. Like it's like a mohawk of ponytails. So.
Oh God!
I know. Right. I was like,
that's a lot of effort.
Why don't we just shave the sides? And the funny thing is, like, I bring him to get his haircut, and I get him the same haircut every time, and we go through this elaborate dance of like having a conversation about what he wants to do, and then he getting the same haircut.
Yeah.
Like the hairdresser and I'm like make the eyes, and I'm like, I mean, he can grow the top out a little bit. She goes, okay, I'll just scissor cut that, and I'm like,
yeah, whatever.
And then he combs it to the side, uses his gel, and geeks it up, and everyone's happy. Anyway, back to Ash Tyler.
Yeah, geez, I'm gonna have to cut that out of the show later.
Yeah, I like his portrayal. Like he has had such a wide variety of character.
Yeah,
development.
Got a lot of fun acting to do.
Yes,
a lot of stuff to do.
And I think that he's killing it. And this season, like, so now he was Folk, who was this Klingon torchbearer, and he was Ash Tyler, who was a Starfleet officer, and he had a specific way of portraying both of them, and now he is in this recovery phase of melding these lives together and making them a new individual. And I think that you can kind of tell that from the way he's moving and everything. And
it's an ad on Twitch. I had to reset the thing.
Oh, I was like, what's happening?
So I can see some. It's all good.
And I dig it. I think he's doing a good job.
Yeah, no,
and, I really like. Again, there isn't a great amount of drama going on between him and Michael. There's concern.
Yeah, there could be drama.
There could be drama, and but she came and sat down, and he was like, "It's good to see you," and she's like, "I feel the same." Like she's very honest, and I think I really appreciate that instead of being guarded or being, like there's honesty there. Like she's also trying to figure out like, what is this relationship? Where are we? What, who are you? And I am very much there for that, because it's not false drama where she's like, constantly mentioning, you killed a friend and almost tried to kill me.
All right, so I got a question for you.
Yeah.
All right. So harkening back to last season, when Laurel claimed leadership of the High Council,
Yeah.
and became Chancellor, between then and this past episode, how much time passed in the Star Trek universe? I mean, it couldn't have been. It couldn't have been that long, right? Because, I mean,
no, because like they launched out of Discovery, right? Launched out of
Kronos.
No, they had gone back
to Earth, got their awards.
Yeah,
Tilly got promoted. Not
so
Saru.
The question is, how much time did they spend on Earth?
Yeah,
that is the question. I don't think it was very long.
Was it on the order of days or weeks?
I would think weeks.
Okay. So that's all that. What I'm trying to get to is I was trying to think about how long Ash Tyler was there and acting as the torchbearer for
Laurel.
For Laurel, yeah.
Yeah, I would say
because it would be the same length of time,
or a couple of months.
Really, a couple months? Maybe. All right. I'll have to do some digging for next week. All right. So next picture. Stamets giving everyone a class on the mycelium and stuff, and he
how not to use the spore drive.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna break it and hope for the best. And I enjoy Pike's face during every time that he gets a science download. It's like, all right, I understood 3/4 of that, and I know you're smart, so I'm gonna go with whatever you're saying.
So doorstop. Doorstop?
Yeah.
All right.
Doorstop.
This sounds horrible.
Yes.
And I like how he goes, this sounds horrible. And the scientist always goes, yes. Then you have gotten enough information.
Yes, this sounds horrible. Are you ready to execute your terrible plan?
Yes.
I enjoyed Pike. And someone else did mention his hair is getting taller every week. Look, here it goes out of frame. You can't even keep it in frame. Anyway, so these pictures are a little bit smaller than I would like, but that right there is the ship when it first enters the mycelial network and gets door jammed in there, and you can see how far up the port side of the ship it is. Not very, just a little bit. So that was kind of cool. And this right here is the shot of it coming in to
it looks like they just dipped a toe in the mycelial network.
And that was really cool because I remember this image right here from the previews and all, and I was like, it looks like it's crashing into a planet, and that's not going to be good for the ship. It was just like when they tried to make us think that it was the Enterprise that was crashing into Earth in Into Darkness, the second Kelvin universe movie.
Oh yeah.
So but that's not what happened, and now we got to make these pictures a little smaller again. All right, and what do we got next? Oh, we got Chewy Mycelia eating everything.
Josep doing their job.
Yeah, now we got to go back to, but to one of my boos. For BOOOOOS, not BOZE. I don't understand why May, I said her name right that time, why May couldn't talk to her people, compatriots, whatever you want to call them, and be like, hey, all right, let's not eat this ship for a few minutes. Let's give us a few minutes. We can find the bad guy. They can take care of him, and they can leave, and then we'll be all good.
I don't think that there is ultimate trust. That's the thing, and I agree with it, because again, what I think Discovery is doing a really fantastic job is accurately portraying how emotions work and how people work. You never, like, we don't go all in with something. And while she and Tilly have created this like bond of trust, and May says to her, I'm not going to tell them that. I don't know if this ship is a threat to us or not. You are telling me it's not, but I don't know how much I can trust that. So I appreciate it, because that's kind of true. And so that's why she said, like, this, there's a time constraint. We got to do everything within this time constraint, or, you know, we're going to go with our initial plan of just eating it.
Just eating it?
Eating the ship.
All right. I was like, what?
Biting the big one.
That's no good.
Yeah.
All right.
What's next?
So what's next? Sorry, I'm trying to do 4 things at once.
Just do 2.
All right. All right. So now we got Tilly talking about the how, hey, you got to trust us a little bit, at least, harkening back to what you were just talking about.
Yep.
At least a little bit. Come on a ship with me. We can get some weapons. Yeah, because weapons are always good. They're always,
because it's a monster hunt at this point.
Yeah, you know.
She doesn't know that it's that they are the monsters.
Oh, that's a tiny picture, so we won't stick with that for too long.
This is more her talking, right?
Yeah, more her talking to May. But, you know, I can actually go if I'm clicked in that window. But we finally...
it's Kolber!
Yay!
Hugh?
I wish they had named him something else, because in my head, Hugh in Star Trek is always going to be that damn Borg.
Yeah.
And just too often it's there. What is that outfit that he's wearing? Where did he get those clothes?
That's a good question.
He looks like he's Section 31 in the mycelial network.
That's a good question, because they...
Oh, go ahead. I can wait.
They weren't able to clothe him when they created him in the real world, because they didn't have human DNA before, and then they did. So what clothing was there in the mycelial network?
I know what clothing there was in the mycelial network.
What is it?
The cool outfit that Lorca was wearing when he fell in.
What?
That looks like black leather stuff that Lorca was wearing.
What? You need to find a picture.
I will. This sounds like a fun project. I just thought of that. That's going to be great. And Hugh, does Hugh know that Lorca was a bad guy? Yes. No? Did he die before that?
He died before that reveal, but he never really trusted Lorca. Like, he had a problem with him.
Yeah, he never trusted him.
So he probably wouldn't have been, you know.
Strip his naked body and his dead body and use the clothes.
Well, maybe those were the only clothes that the mycelial network had encountered.
Yeah,
and that's why they put him on.
Yeah.
Like his body wasn't lying there with clothing on it, and Hugh had to strip him. The Josep, like, clothed him.
Clothed who? Hugh?
Yes.
With what?
With the
Lorca
blueprint
clothes?
of Lorca's clothes.
Okay. I don't like that one. I think those are Lorca's clothes.
And Hugh stripped his body?
Well, no, but the mycelium ate Lorca, and just the clothes were laying somewhere. And Hugh's like, oh, look, clothes. Hey, they fit. Awesome. Who knew that would go so well? But I love that idea. Holy cow, I'm going to do some research on that. All right. Yes, and this is just in case you didn't think the last shot of our boy Hugh looked rough enough. Here is more problems. Yeah. Oof, he's rough. And the ship is sinking deeper into the mycelium network. Dun dun dun. But here comes our heroes, Section 31. Now, look, on the side of that ship...
They're a box with nacelles.
Yeah. On the side of the ship right there, it looks like it's got, like, damage or something.
Maybe it does.
Yeah, but when we saw it come out of the, from Kronos, it was all shiny and stuff because it had its, like, you know, radar dampening stuff. But anyway, yeah, that is definitely a weird shaped ship, but we're going to end up seeing a ton of this in that Section 31 show. It did have also last time we saw it. It had the moving nacelles like on Voyager, right?
Did they?
I felt like it did. And I didn't feel like anyone called that out. Like everyone in creation went nuts over that communicator that that what's his name has.
Yeah.
I mean, the people that they're just so enthused that there's this link to TNG. They're saying that Section 31 is time traveling.
What?
Because obviously they could only get tech like that from the future.
Or they could be like the NASA of the group and be developing the tech, and it gets out to the rest of them.
Exactly. Yeah, we got Velcro everywhere now, but back in the day, it wasn't anywhere. You know how we got that? Space. It'll save every one of us. All right, anyway. So what's this guy's name?
Leroy? When I thought of that joke like 10 minutes ago.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wait, hold on. So I muted my mic because that was a joke, not you.
Yes.
I'm so you are on fire tonight.
Yeah.
I'm very scared.
I saved it up all day.
Maybe you have to be miserable before we go into a show to be this good.
That's gonna be a problem.
But see,
Leland.
No. That's not. You know what's going to be a problem? Now I'm going to hear Leroy Jenkins every time that ship comes out of warp, and every time they do something. Leroy Jenkins. Oh my. How don't I have a sound drop for that? Oh man, I don't have a sound drop for that. I gotta have that somewhere. You talk a little bit. I'm gonna find that. Oh, what are we seeing now? What's this picture?
Now we're seeing the tractor beams, and I kind of liked this idea that like they didn't have a tractor beam that could just reach out and grab something, that they had to like fire anchors over.
Well, but I think this is a more advanced tractor beam, because we've seen a tractor beam on Discovery before. Yeah, it's that's what they did to launch the asteroid into the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They pulled that up out of their thing. Yeah.
I think it was like a tie between like a newer, more powerful one, and also harkening back to those grapplers that the Enterprise from the Enterprise show had. That were weird.
Yeah. So these are their tractor beamage that the ship of Leland. We don't know the name of this ship, do we?
No,
because
we
it's
do
a Black
not.
Ops ship, and why?
You know what we're gonna call it though?
Leroy Jenkins. The Jenkins?
Probably.
Leroy Jenkins!
Sorry, I didn't think that would be. I didn't know. I had no idea that would be that loud. I apologize, everyone. Hold on, and take off your headphones again. I'm going to ride this.
Leroy!
Wow, no, I'm not. Wow, it's done.
Ride what?
The fader on the desktop audio that goes out to the universe. Well, at least no one was here.
My face looked good as I was reacting
We're gonna
to
have
that.
to clip that.
Yeah. That's what it felt like.
Sorry. I gotta find a way to tone that down. I don't know why that was so.
Tone that down.
Anyway, all right.
So we're gonna call this ship the Jenkins.
Yeah, it's the Jenkins.
It's the Jenkins now.
All right. So then we move on, and of course there's consternation about Hugh, and May wants to just kill him, shoot him. But
he's a monster.
Yeah.
And then they have to be like, no.
Yeah,
that's not what's happening here.
You guys are burning him every time you're touching him. And we get to the point where they think that they can take him home, and no one saw this coming. No one thought this was going to happen. Why does he only have 3 fingers? Is he some kind of alien?
No, he's an elf from that show Liam's watching.
Oh, God. Stop bringing our family into this. No one cares about our family.
Family's entertaining.
We are. Usually. I don't know.
Unless it's frustrating.
Yeah, so they had to throw another monkey wrench in, and Kolber, since he was made in the thing, technobabble.
It was good technobabble. Like it was believable enough.
Yeah.
That I could, especially because he was reconstituted from his energy and not from his matter. So the mycelial network, the Josep did not know what he was supposed to be made of. They kind of only knew what he was supposed to look like. So,
Well, but I mean, they got right what he was made of, and like, I mean, everything worked the way it should. If anything, it should have been like the cage. Then he could
well,
have been
no, the
could have been
Jessup
made
are
out of
more
bubble gum.
the Jessup are more advanced than the Telosians.
How? Come on, look at it. They have brains that pulse that you could see on the outside.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So yep. So then they, and Hugh was ready to sacrifice himself because he was like, no, Paul is not going to take well that I can't go through this barrier.
Yeah.
So he's like, let me rub off all my armor so the Jessup can eat me because in front of him, I'm sure this won't be a bad memory for him.
No, it's fine. I'll just keep in the painful screaming.
Yes.
That I'm sure is about to ensue.
Mm-hmm.
And as the ship is sliding in deeper, our heroine, Captain Giorgio Armani, sacrifices something, does something, so they get 3.5 extra minutes. Woo!
And she blackmailed Leland into being able to do that.
Yes.
Because
She blackmailed who?
Leland. I can't talk anymore.
Just call him Jenkins now.
Leroy Jenkins.
Hold on, I jumped ahead at the end there, but everything works out great.
Yes, they birthed him out of that scungy cocoon. Naked as the day he was born.
I love his eyes in this shot. Kolber's eyes in this one. He's like, seen some shit.
Yes. Yeah, he is genuinely confused and frightened, and Paul is just overwhelmingly full of gratitude and love, and his face at the end when Kolber's in sickbay, I love Anthony Rapp so much. Like he has such a pure innocence about it. That's why their relationship is going to feel very rocky, I think, is because Paul is just so genuinely ecstatic that his husband is back. Like this is someone he had grieved and was gone, and now he's back. And so you can see it's a very pure emotion, and he doesn't quite realize that it's going to be a rocky road as Hugh
Rocky Road
as Hugh has to reassimilate.
Do you think that they're going to go all the way with Hugh and pull a full Buffy? That was rough. I don't know if I want to do spoilers about Buffy, but there was some roughness. Oh, look at you calling out a pitcher for drinking. You can drink on camera. Twitch allows you to drink pure vodka on camera.
Nice.
So does YouTube, so it's fine.
Nice.
All right, so that was it for pitchers. Was there anything non-pitcher based that we wanted to touch on about this past episode?
The conflict between Pike and Leroy Jenkins.
Wait, that wasn't all the pictures we had. We have more pictures.
Hold
the
There's
phone.
More pictures.
There's more pictures. Yes, there are.
What?
Because we have.
That's right.
See,
Admiral
what's her
Cornwall.
name?
She came to smack the boys around and tell them that they had to work together. And again, the character development here is. I'm sorry, now I'm getting yawn.
Oh.
All my energy. Up in smoke.
4 jokes and she's out.
Yeah, it was a lot of energy to think of those jokes and to deliver them. Section 31 is a kind of a problem for me.
Oh, why?
I don't know. I guess the more they create Starfleet and the Federation in the image of how our government functions here on Earth now does kind of bother me a little bit. So to have a Black Ops side to Starfleet is kind of a bummer. I think I'm more of a Pike than I am a Leland. Whereas, and I know that it's a reality thing. Like, Leland is a realist, and he knows that someone has to do this dirty work so that, someone else can live in the shining light of, the beacon on the hill. And I understand that. And I guess probably because my first introduction to Star Trek was The Next Generation, and that was very utopian, and it was very Captain Picard was very much like we are negotiators. There was much less fighting. There was much like it was much more cerebral, I feel, even though the original had great storylines and had great ways of allegories of telling, issues and problems of the 60s in this science fiction world. The Next Generation really did kind of kick up the need for talking, I think, and how we need that. And so I guess my feeling is that I always like that shiny side of the Federation and Starfleet. So having a Section 31 is again admitting that you cannot have a shiny side without someone doing the harder, more dirty work. Because
at least in just a couple hundred years. I mean, in another millennia, maybe we can get our S together. But...
Yeah. So I mean, it's something that it's not like I'm a hard and fast like, no, I hate this. It's just,
I wish it wasn't.
I wish it wasn't needed, and that's why like I think I very much am a Captain Pike, follower. Like that was his.
Man, dude's been on the show for like 5 weeks, and you're all about him.
Well, he's
not every other character in Star Trek.
He's killing it.
You're not a Julian Bashir, huh?
I loved him when he came on, but that was more of a teenage crush when he came. It was like,
really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
I never would have picked you for him.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And he had a British accent, so it was kind of like a good total package.
All right, I could see
it. Nice Mediterranean, Middle Eastern, dark looks, but this British accent, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Anson Mount, my crush du jour.
He says it right in front of me, people.
That's after you've been married for 11 years. That's what happens.
Yeah, whatever.
So I very much appreciated that conflict that they were having, like the Leland and the Pike, and Cornwell just being like, this is just reality, and we need to move past it. Like now we need to go to the next level where you guys are gonna have to actually work together. And she basically was just like, you need to apologize to each other. And then Pike was like, I'm sorry that I didn't, I know that your job must be hard because you have to like skirt the line. And Leland was like, I'm sorry, I have to do the dirty work. And, you're doing your job, and I'm sure it's hard too.
I wish Leland would have been like, I'm sorry, I get to kill people and you don't.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I get to, work kind of outside the rules.
Yeah, so that is what they're up to. So maybe we get a little bit of good Section 31-age. At least it got us back our entire crew except for Lorca from season 1.
Yeah, we don't want.
I want him back. He was a compelling character to watch.
He was, but he had a nice natural arc.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I'm not one of the ones out there saying we need him back.
No, yeah.
Yeah, all right. So was there anything else you wanted to cover? I think that we got to all the good stuffs.
Yep.
Oh wait, before we go into Black Alert, we gotta talk about the preview for this week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What I thought was going to be a little bit later. Although I think this indicates to us that we're very close to finding Spock.
Well, I mean, we have to be because the season's getting over. It's gonna be episode 12, and you're because I think next week is the time.
I think
it's 14 episodes. They got an extra one.
Cool. I think that you had mentioned last week that about when this Saru subplot was going to come back to roost, and I had mentioned something about like in the denouement, and you were like, that would be really anticlimactic.
Yeah.
So I agree, and so that's why I think we're going to get it this week, and then I think very quickly we will find Spock, and then we will go on to Spock. We will go on to solve the Red Angel issue.
Oh yeah, that's right. I haven't dealt with the Red Angels in weeks, it seems.
Well, shit happens.
Yeah.
Giant 100,000-year-old entities grab you out of warp, and things happen.
Yeah, but fuck. Anyway,
so next week we meet the Ba'ul, and
those aliens looked a whole lot more evil than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah, I might probably have been more understanding of why I just submit to them. You would like to eat me? Okay.
All right. My soul. Can I keep my soul?
Terrific.
Can that go on somewhere and keep existing, or are you gonna destroy that too?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this looks like it's gonna be quite, and it did escalate quite quickly when
Yeah.
Burnham says like they're gonna commit genocide, and even she was like, "What?"
Yeah. That's not a good concept.
Yeah.
And why was she in that white outfit? When Burnham said that.
Yeah, I still think that was
She was just cleaning.
pajamas or a training
Pajamas?
outfit, or yeah.
You don't think she kept the pajamas from the Mirror Universe?
Nice.
I can't do that noise. Anyway. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that because, as we all know, I like me Saru. And hopefully he's able to rescue his sister and bring her along. And maybe this is where the inception of families traveling around with them starts, where she gets to come on board. And eventually we get to the Enterprise D, where our families travel together and their kids on board starships. Anyway. All right, so are we ready to go to Black Alert and
Yes.
talk about all the awesomeness that's to come and all our weird theories and everything?
Engage the spore drive.
Yes, but we'll make sure that everyone that doesn't want to stick around for that, make sure to check back here Thursday, because hopefully we're going to be all enthused after seeing the episode. I'm gonna hop on to another quick reaction video again. But at the worst case, stop back here next Tuesday and we will see you then. So you get a half of a bye.
Bye.
And now we go to Black Alert.
Black Alert.
Oh, that big
Black
picture
Alert.
got left up.
Oh.
Hold on, we gotta do that again. We gotta hit this. We gotta make the pictures go away and hit that. Now we're ready.
Black Alert. Black Alert.
Yeah, now we're ready. All right, so yeah, I think we can leave that running and do this shot here. When is both? Yeah, that was the little reminder about the Ready Room. I dropped the link in the doobly doo over there in Twitch, and there was already a card on this video that'll get you to this. They are putting them up on YouTube a couple days after, because they were they're exclusive that night to Facebook. Ugh. But yeah, so check that out. They have ones. Anthony Rapp did one. Mary Chifo did one. I don't know who else did one, but they're good when the actors are talking. So I wanted to talk about this tweet of Doug Jones, because yes, I love Saru. All right, so this was the Valentine that came out last year. The Fakakta silly ones that they had. Hey Valentines, I'm no threat, be mine. Oh, and Doug Jones tweets, or am I, now that my ganglia are gone? Happy the blah 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 blah. So see, look, I haven't seen him do something like this before, where he's like, dropping some bits out there about his character. He might have, because I'm not a lunatic. I don't follow everything the man does.
Sorry, something.
Yeah, I draw the line at seeing like The Shape of Water. So, even though I'm sure it was a great performance and
Good
stuff,
job.
I just can't. I'm sorry.
But Fishman sex.
Always got to take us in the
Potty. It's where I live.
yeah. Mister? No. Itch. No, I don't know. Anyway, but yeah. So this right here makes me think a little bit more that he's gonna be willing to not do bad, but not be the prissy goody two shoes.
On the preview, we saw him basically yell, "Is I don't believe the great balance is a good thing." Like,
well, yeah. That's having
like the
chutzpah.
ultimate sacrilege on his planet. Like that.
Yeah.
That is basically their religion, and he is spitting literally in the face of their gods. So yeah.
Yeah, but well, I mean, he already got to that point, I feel, of believing that. Oh, look, your knees on the floor, huh?
I just kicked the desk
Um,
so hard.
Yeah, I definitely feel
yes,
that
he got to the point believing it, but believing it and acting upon it are two different things.
yeah, and he got there by having his ganglia come out.
Yes.
And yeah, but I'm worried about him doing something a little more morally ambiguous than just like shouting about that. So just because I don't want him to leave.
Yeah.
Although I'm scared because this could be a good explanation reason why he doesn't get to be a captain, because he does some big bad stuff and has to leave the show because he's a big popular actor and I don't want him to go.
Aww.
But Michelle Yeoh's a big popular actor and she's coming on for a new show, so they could keep him. Anyway. All right. So yeah, there was that I want to mention. Do you have anything Black Alerty that you wanted to bring up? Because I got two more things.
No, I don't think so.
All right. Don't you look over here at my notes? I need to. No, seriously, stop.
Okay.
Because this one's a good. We'll do this one and then we'll meander about Section 31 a little bit. But the goofiest thing that I saw that I was immediately like, well, that's stupid. And then when I thought about it more, I'm like, oh, that'd be awesome. Is that there's a contingent of fans out there that believe that Admiral Cornwell from the end of this past week's episode was really Georgiou in her little cloaky face thing, like made up to be Cornwell. And so I was like, initially it's like, come on, Cornwell's got to have all kind of official stuff when she goes somewhere and does something, and Leland would know for sure whether or not she was there. But then I was like, oh well, what if it was Leland and Georgiou playing Pike to get his help in tracking down Spock? That'd be awesome if that's the case.
Yeah, I could see that being the case.
Yeah, I don't
more
see
more so than just
Georgiou being
Georgiou
able to
just I mean, for shits and giggles. I don't know what the end game in that would be, but the end game of taking Discovery out of being an adversary and actually being an ally to help them further instead of like hinder their progress. I can see that.
I like the thought to that when all that came up. So that was cool. Yeah. See. Yeah.
Yes.
So Section 31. I'm not the only one that feels that like Georgiou is going to get in charge of that and take it down its more clandestine path that we see in the future, right? Because now it seems to be.
Yeah, you know what the funny thing is, so my first really exposure to Section 31 was in the Kelvin movies, because I am not as familiar with DS9 and didn't realize
I don't know how we still haven't fixed that yet. We
tried once and then we ran off the rails. So, and like I did some reading and then I saw someone mention that was the first time we saw them. Like, this isn't something that was just invented in the last 10 years. It's something that had
yeah, they were in Deep Space Nine first.
Yeah, and I think that in Voyager, in part of their
there was something
their thing. So
weird, but I don't think about
and
Voyager
the description of them in Deep Space Nine was that they were so secret that like no one knew about them, and
she's smooth, everyone. Yeah, so in the future they're super secret and like virtually no one knows about them, but here they seem more out there.
Yeah,
and
people know that black badges exist.
Yeah,
Section 31 is a thing. They're just, clandestine, so people don't often see them.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But I think that there's definitely like they definitely go off the rails a lot more with Georgiou.
So yeah, I can see, someone taking them more underground.
Heard.
That could be a thing.
All right. So what other theories can we have? Was there any Spock at all in the preview?
No. I don't think there's going to be. I mean, I think the next episode is going to be Or we are gonna find Spock, and they're trying to keep it as a surprise, and they're like,
Yeah.
"No, this one's all about Kaminar and Saru freeing his people and taking down the Baul and all of that goodness."
You think Saru frees his people, or do you think everyone but his sister gets killed?
Oh,
Hey,
that could explain why there are no Kelpians in the future.
it sure could. It sure could.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was rough looking. Anyway, all right. So is that all we got today for our section 31?
I think so. They are Black Alert.
Uh-oh.
Boom.
All right. So we are going back to regular now.
Hi.
And we are going to sign off for tonight.
Woohoo.
You might have noticed there's that nifty scroll up there. So if you check this out later on today or early tomorrow, I'm probably going to be home from work tomorrow, so I'm going to be doing some stuff on Twitch. Adam of Geekheim at Twitch. Yeah, we will be back Thursday to talk.
Hopefully
react to the video there. The show.
Little thing they put up.
Yeah, it's a little thing. Yeah, but thank you everyone for watching, and we will see you next week. I'm Adam of Geekheim, and that is
Sci-Fi Christina.
And we say
Bye.